And we're live.
Loquacious Libations, Whiskey Wednesday.
Whiskey Wednesday. And we're having some decent whiskey today.
Man, it has been crazy out there.
We said it was going to get crazy.
Yeah.
And now maybe you're getting an idea of what we meant. It's only going to get more crazy from here.
As usual, we are your respite. We're your calm in the storm.
This is the Sanctorum.
Yes, the Sanctum Sanctorum. Yes, Mad Hatter's Sanctum Sanctorum.
So
what do we got tonight, sir? Well, first, let's make sure we're live and everything here. Let me, yep, we are live. There's the feed. And Gene Bruton, thank you for watching. That's my brother.
Oh, awesome.
How you doing? Good to see you out there, Gene. So what you got for us tonight?
Well, we have a riff on a Scotch cocktail called the Godfather, and it's traditionally made with Scotch. But the good people at Jack Daniels ripped it off in the 1950s and said, hey, this is the Godfather number 7 if you make it with Jack Daniels.
There you go.
But it's one of the most basic cocktails that there is on the planet. And it's not an over-the-top cocktail as far as flavor or whatnot. And I would say, you drink one and it's like, okay, I've had a Godfather. I think I'll have a whatever else you want to have. Right. Yeah, it's just nothing to write home about.
Right.
But still.
And hello, Sherry. Sherry Wallace is out there, one of our regulars.
Oh, hi, Sherry. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Tell us in the chat, if you guys are live in the chat, if you're drinking with us, that's great. You don't have to.
Tell us what you're drinking. Show us what you're drinking. Send us a picture on the Facebook.
And I guess let's just get to mixing, huh?
There you go. There you go.
Very simple recipe, 2 for 1, 2 to 1, I should say. It's a stirred cocktail. So let's, we have Michael's ice balls tonight.
Yes, we have some little silicone forms for whiskey balls that I picked up. So while you're starting this, I'm going to go ahead and take care of some usual housekeeping stuff. We do have our YouTube channel up and running. It is at youtube.com/@loquaciouslibations. There should be a link in the Facebook as well. I tried to set that up. I'm not sure if it worked in the live feed to be able to get that link off. But either way, you can go to it and subscribe for us. We need a few more. We picked up like 5 subscribers this week.
Oh, awesome! I didn't
27. We need 50.
I haven't looked.
We also have, of course, our Facebook version of Loquacious Libations at facebook.com/loquaciouslibations. Again, there we don't have quite enough, viewership to move the cast over there. That's why we're still casting from my music page. And we also have an Instagram now, and that's at instagram.com/loquacious_libations. Does that cover all of it?
I think you got it all covered. If you want to drink with us tonight, well, it's called the Godfather number 7 because, of course, it's made with Jack Daniels number 7, almost call it Godfather. And you put a shot of amaretto in it. That's all it is. It's a stirred
1.5 to 1 there.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's a little too hot for the hat tonight, but I got to have one to start out with, because I am hatter. So 1.5 to 1 parts on that, which brings something to mind. I kind of came up with a slogan for us. 1 part bartending, 2 parts bullshitting. Let us know what you think about that.
Are you telling me I'm full of shit?
Well, we're both like 5 pounds in a 2-pound bag, but
hey, you said it, I didn't.
That was your old phrase.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, our first week on the car lot. We started working together at the local Toyota dealership about 12 years ago, and that's how we
met.
Right
after the 2008 financial debacle.
Yeah, and my foray into retail and all the issues that were going on. Gene, that was about when everything was going on with Merv, when my grandmother was sick, and I had left my job at Payless because they weren't exactly accommodating me over there to help take care of my grandmother. So, so after she passed away, I went to work for the car lot, and that's where I met Scott for the first time. And we became friends pretty quickly, didn't we?
Yeah, I laugh because I remember the discussion where we really hit it off. It was when we were walking around together, talking about music.
Exactly. I was going to say it had to be music based.
Yeah. Now, speaking of music, I had an interesting week at least. But did you catch some of the stuff that Lee sent?
Yes.
That guy is pretty good.
I can't remember his name now, but that guitar player is just absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up later. Unfortunately, my phone's in use for the cast here, so I can't check it out right now. But yeah, my old guitar player from Rough and Ready. Oh, there you go. You got one.
Yeah, and it'll get to
It was Andy something, I believe, if I remember correctly.
to the point that I wanted to make earlier. Michael's friend, but I call him my friend now at this point.
He is, yeah.
Lee sent a link, and all he said is, "You're going to like this guy." So I got to go to the link because he didn't give us the name.
And it's some good music too.
It is Andy Wood.
Andy Wood. Now, Lee likened him to Steve Morse, and there's another, Richie Kotzen.
Okay.
Because of the Telecaster that he's
yeah,
playing.
he plays the telly. Well,
right. Oh,
sir,
here we go. We're ready.
Here's to
Whiskey Wednesday.
Whiskey Wednesday.
Thank you for joining us.
Here's to coming out of the storm and joining us.
There's Carmen, and by the way, Carmen says she had the actual ingredients tonight, so she's going to drink with us.
Oh, awesome. Very good, Carmen. Cheers to you.
Cheers. It's tasty.
Yeah, it's very Jack Daniels.
Yep.
But it's
not as strong as I thought it would be.
It's not. Yes, because here if you put this in any liquor, it backs the flavor of that. It softens it. Yes. So, but like I said, it's not a cocktail to write home about. Next week we're gonna be.
We won't be exactly live. Now, I'll be monitoring live chat, but Scott will be on vacation.
I'm going to be on vacation.
The Sage will be taking a sabbatical.
But we'll get some footage from that vacation because we'll be doing some whiskey hunting. We still have 2 bottles that we need to find for an upcoming blind that won't be until probably September. We'll do that.
Okay.
So you can tell we're programming ourselves out quite a ways.
Right.
When I get back from vacation, we're going to switch liquor up. We're gonna walk away from whiskey for a little bit, and we'll have a series of gin drinks, probably 4 or 5 of them.
Right.
And that'll take us into September, through Labor Day.
Very good. And then after that, we've got a bottle to try down here too.
Oh yeah, no, we gotta have a lot of bottles to try.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, we have plenty to try yet. So
that's right, because we've got a collection that I haven't even gotten into yours yet.
I know. And we'll probably do more hunts too. I mean, why not? I mean,
that's part of the fun of this.
It's just fun, especially if there's much bigger markets than the one that we're in that'll have much bigger selection and bigger stores.
Oh, here down in September and in December, Betty and I are going to concerts, so I can maybe do a hunt on those runs too.
Speaking of which, going back to music.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The other thing this week that was kind of a crazy happenstance. Remember the text I sent you? Hey, check these guys out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Dead. Well, I was in my travel. I was driving around, and I was like, I felt like listening to some Dead, and then I couldn't really find, because I was streaming it off of YouTube. I couldn't really find something I liked, but then this thing popped up in my feed. And it was a name that I recognized, just like you did, Trey Anastasio from Fish, which very popular band. And I thought, oh, well, okay. But I didn't know the band.
Right.
And I was like, well, let me listen to this. Well, it's a band called Goose. And they have become very popular since about 2019, I guess. So there you go. I'm 5 years behind the curve. But they blew up.
We're old. That happens.
Yeah. They blew up because I'm interested in their. You know, it's like I got a new toy to play with, so I got to find out all about them. And then right away I realized the lead singer also is their lead guitarist, and he plays a Paul Reed Smith, which is really identifiable because it's got the birds on the neck.
Smooth.
And they're beautiful guitars.
The way the top is done on the guitar, the curve on that.
Yeah, they're beautiful guitars, and they have a distinguishable sound to me. Okay.
You know, Alex played one for a while.
Yes, I know. Well, he plays a Paul Reed Smith hollow body, and I was just like, okay, I want to really listen to these guys. And then I realized they have a lot of cameos that come into their concerts. And they had Bob Weir, and they did a big tribute to him. And then it was a setup for the crowd, obviously, because he was there, but the crowd didn't know that he was there, and they did a tribute to him, and then he walked out and joined them.
Nice.
That video is available on YouTube. You can watch it. But they're going to be in, that band is going to be in Florida in November, end of October, and the 1st of November they're going Miami, St. Pete, and St. Augustine.
Really?
Yeah.
I might have to just see if we can make the St. Pete.
They're the tickets are only like $40.
We're looking at that. Plenty's supposed to be coming back around too.
Oh, well, I'd love to go see Plenty at that whiskey bar if it comes back.
Well, we got to go to that whiskey bar anyway.
Period, yeah.
We got to contact that whiskey bar and see if they would let us do a remote from there. That would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
There's this place in Jacksonville called the Underbelly that I stumbled upon because, hey, Bubba Duncan is watching from Las Vegas. Wayne Kelly just joined us too. Again, another one of our regulars.
Now that's Bicycle Wayne.
No, that's the other Wayne. This is bass player Wayne.
Bass player Wayne. Crown Royal Wayne.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We're going to get there. I promise you, Wayne.
Bubba Duncan is unrelated. Grew up on the very same street in East Point, Georgia, right? And we both ended up moving to Florida and becoming rabid Gator fans.
Well, small world is.
Last name the same, the whole bit. So very cool there. I know. Where was I? I was talking about Plenty, and Underbelly.
Yeah.
Now this place, I had just been kind of scouting around to see.
It's a music venue, though. Big.
Right. No, not very large. It's a
200,
bar.
200 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two to three.
So it's
standing only.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Except for there's some standing bars with some bar stools here and there. But when they do a show, they pull the bar stools out of that area for that.
That makes sense.
Just standing there. But you can get food and drink and
watch
enjoy the concert.
Yeah.
In this place, and they've got merchandising over on the side and everything. But it's a very, very cool place.
And I bet you can get some nice pours there if you want them.
Right. Now, the thing is, this musician is pretty obscure. It's an Australian guitarist. Now, you know who he is.
Oh, I know who he is.
There's an Australian guitarist by the name of Plenty. That's Plini. And he's just phenomenal. It's progressive metal, instrumental.
Yeah.
I guess is the best way to describe it.
I don't even know if he's on the edge of metal.
Yeah.
Because it's
very progressive overall.
Yes, that's what
there are metal elements. There are jazz elements. And this is what makes it progressive, of course. There are rock elements. There are
and it's blues, incorporated.
It's a little bit of everything. But this guy is just phenomenal. And I was just on a lark seeing if he was going to be touring the U.S. anytime soon.
See, that's just what I did with Goose.
Right. And sure enough, I found out that
everybody's on tour right now.
Right.
So, but when are they coming to Florida is always the question for us.
Right. I found out he was going to be in Jacksonville within a month or something like that. And so we got tickets and went to that. And it was just an incredible
show. As a matter of fact, you called me 2 days before. He calls me and says, hey, I have an extra ticket because you were going to take
my son
Aiden.
Was going to go with us, yep.
And Aiden had some other commitment that came up.
I think it was a drama club or something like that. Cause My son does tech work in the drama club at his high school. So I think he had a conflict and couldn't go that night. So we ended up just me and Betty went, and I invited Scott, and unfortunately he was working and couldn't go with us.
Yeah.
But you sit there and you have it's a bourbon and barbecue restaurant, bar, concert venue.
Which is, cool. It'd be great.
Very cool place.
It would be great.
Hey, Brenda.
It would be
Brenda
great.
Woodfin's with us, another regular.
Oh, hey, Brenda. Thanks for joining us. Cheers.
Yes, cheers.
We're due for
Godfather
a sip.
number 7 tonight. Yes, we got Jack number 7 over here and some amaretto. Very tasty.
Next week we're doing a fun cocktail. It's called the Wobbly Gobbler.
The Wobbly Gobbler. Okay, and just to reveal this to everybody, we're actually doing this tomorrow night. We're just not going to be live with it. We're going to do a pre-recorded version of the show.
Because I'm not going to be here.
Right, because Scott won't be here next week.
I'm going to be battling fish.
Well, very cool. That will give me a chance, though, to play around a little bit with the video production, because, I've been having fun with that, obviously, with the ads and stuff.
Yeah, no, you've been having a gas with that, and they've turned out really great.
Yeah,
Which reminds me, we have work to do on that tonight, though. You said you wanted to record some stuff.
Yeah, we're going to do a little voiceover work for one of the ads that's coming up.
I think that's great.
So, and we might even pass off some scripts for, like Colton and Elizabeth to help us with if they want.
Oh, yeah, and here, just so you know, because the software that I have, I can grab cuts of them. And
I'll pop it right in.
I'll just email you the
yeah, we're good.
the clips. And
I'm getting pretty good at figuring out how to insert
stuff. Yeah.
Good. And time it and everything too. It's a lot of fun.
It is fun. It's a creative process. Making videos is a creative process. When you start getting really long videos and you're doing a lot of editing within those videos, it becomes a tedious process.
Oh, song editing. I've been there.
Yeah.
3 minutes and 47 seconds on Craziness, which, by the way, I hope to debut that here Sunday, if we can ever get it finished.
It's so... I knew that this time was coming.
It needs to be out there right now.
It should be released now.
I might talk to Dave and see if we can release it the way it is. But anyway, all that's aside. Dave, if you catch the broadcast, I might be giving you a call soon.
Yeah, no, because, again, I think you guys are starting, maybe the audience, those of you that weren't here right out of the gate tonight, the craziness that we've been talking about for at least 6 weeks now. At least 6 weeks, right? Saying, leave the craziness out there. Well, you're starting to
hang out with us, right?
You're starting to see some of the craziness that we were really trying to say is coming, and it's just starting. It's there is I think we have 5 to 10 months of accelerating craziness.
Yeah,
that's just.
I think we'll end up finding.
Don't ask me how I know that. I just know.
I'm like you, but I think we'll end up finding the long run. But it's going to be a rocky few months.
Oh yeah. No, at the end of it, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happens and who's in charge of what and blah blah blah, it's going to be
something good's happening.
Biblical.
Yeah. So all that aside, right quick, one aside.
But that's why we're here, man.
Exactly. So Brenda, I wanted to let you know too. Bubba is in Las Vegas. Brenda just got back from Las Vegas. Remember we toasted her with her 34th wedding anniversary last week. Bubba has recently celebrated an anniversary. I don't remember exactly when it was, Bubba. So if you're still watching, give us a holler on that one. Let us know. But
now this drink gets better as it goes.
It does.
Yeah.
And
it opens up.
It's starting to sneak up on me a little bit. Too.
Well, and it opens up with the ice.
Right.
The ice opens it up as it kind of dilutes the drink, but everything really opens up.
Right.
And the flavor becomes more pronounced. It's easier to pick out what's going on.
Right. And being the straight liquor, like I said, it does tend to sneak up on you a little bit if you go too fast with it, which is why you see we haven't drank very much at all yet. And I did want to mention this too. You mentioned that Jack Daniels hijacked it. When I was looking for artwork and everything today, I came up on the Jack Daniels website, and they mentioned cola as part of the recipe on this. Now, how prevalent is that? Or
When
Is that new or?
that's a swag that I couldn't tell you. I just don't. When I made, and here, I only know this because I got asked to make this once, and I had no idea what it even was. So I had to I had to grab a book, and it wasn't in the book. Okay, so I went to another bartender and said, "Hey, do you know
How do
what
you do
this
this? Right.
what this is?" And he was like, "Oh yeah." And the rail scotch that we had at the time was Cuddy Sark. So he said, Cuddy and Amaretto. And I was like, 2-1? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. He just, because it was busy.
Right.
So that's what I made. And then I just was like, and I gave that to the patron, and they were like, this doesn't taste right. I was like, well, it's a Godfather. And they like, this doesn't taste like Jack Daniels.
Oh.
And I was like, because the Godfather is Scotch and Amaretto. And they're like, no, it's not. I was like, well, I'll remake it. And actually, to be honest with you, for as cheap as Cuddy is, and I mean that's a bottom shelf Scotch. It's a blended Scotch. It's actually not that, because I tasted the drink.
Right.
After it was a girl. And the only reason I really remember this is because she was a really good-looking girl. Okay.
Of course. Young college bartender, of course that's what you gotta notice.
So, anyways, I tasted that drink and I was like, that's not bad. And I went to the guy that told me what it was. I said, do you ever have one of those? They're pretty good. And he goes, well, yeah, it's Amaretto. It's good in everything. And I'm like, okay. Because this is a liqueur that I was not familiar with when I was 20 years old.
Right. And I'll be honest with you, I've had Amaretto once, and I don't even remember what the circumstance was.
A lot of people will have.
I remember liking it.
Yeah, a lot of people will have Amaretto and orange juice because they want to spice up their orange juice in the morning.
Yeah.
Amaretto sours are another kids drink because it's only 40 proof.
Right.
Liqueur.
It may have been just even straight taking a sip taste.
Well, that's
of it,
probably very gross. I don't know that I would drink Amaretto neat. I don't think that's a thing.
Right. And,
now there's probably some liqueur nerds out there. Knobs. I was going to call them knobs because that's probably really what they are. But there's some liqueur nerds that will sit there and and I don't know this, but I would venture to guess, because the world of alcohol is it's a strange world to be in, because there's like 3 tiers to the alcohol world. So this bottle of 375 milliliters of Amaretto was probably $15.
Okay.
Well, there's probably 750 milliliter bottles of the same exact name product and everything that's probably then like $25.
Right.
But then there's probably Amaretto that you can get on the market that's $2,500. Or some crazy shit that's out there.
Designer Amaretto.
Yeah. And it's like, unicorn tears.
Well, see, I can't see spending that much on liquor. I just can't. And that's kind of what we're all about, too, is when we go out, we're looking for that value,
I completely agree, but I understand that market, because there are people on the planet that money's irrelevant.
Right.
Now, granted, that's a really small section, but that's what those products are made for.
Right.
So, and it's just like when we went on our hunt, the
unicorns that you were pointing out on the top shelf behind the counter and all that.
Not only that, but what was most interesting to me was the Winn-Dixie cat. When he ripped off, I can't think of the name of the gin, but it's like $1,500 bottle of gin.
Oh yeah,
and
because I remember seeing the look of surprise on your face.
Yeah, I was just like,
whoa,
this guy knows what he's talking about. Which,
too bad he wouldn't let us film so we could go back and reference that.
Yeah, no kidding. But and he this guy was in the food food service business down in Miami, and obviously he did parties down in Miami. And down there's plenty of, here, if you look at the state of Florida and you go, where are the billionaires? Well, there's three places the billionaires are. This is a big state for billionaires, for those of you that aren't Floridians, because the tax laws are extremely favorable.
Well, there's no state income tax. So
Correct.
That's one of the big ones right there. But yes.
But you can look at Tampa, and you'll get a few there.
To the free state of Florida, sir.
To the free state of Florida. Thank God I moved here.
Been here for 17 years now. Thank God I moved here as well.
Tangent time. Tangent time.
When we do the production, I'll come up with a little thing.
Tangent time.
Yeah, the Wayne's World thing.
Yes.
There you go.
I say that
One part bartending,
2 parts bullshit.
bullshitting.
I heard a funny thing about. See,
Another tangent. Before we go on the first tangent.
No, the first tangent. What was the first tangent? I can't even remember
idea.
now.
Cheers.
See, everybody's got to be laughing out there because we're just being too fucking stupid.
This is exactly why we started this cast, though, to tell you the truth, because this is us sitting on the couch over here doing the same damn thing.
Oh yeah, just catching up with each other.
Yeah. Every week.
Bullshitting.
Once a week.
Once a week, or whether it was at Lucky's
Right.
or here, it always was the same thing. We come in, have some small talk, and then get off on a subject, whatever the subject matter was
the
for that
home
week.
subject.
And then we'd be off on these 6 or 7 or 8 tangents and laughing at each other and calling each other stupid fuckers.
Right? Or jackwagon in your case.
Jackwagon.
That's what
Yes.
you always called me.
Oh, God.
Yes,
bless
we
you.
are getting some laughs out here, by the way. Both Gene and Sherry have laughed on the
Well, that's
chat
good, but now you're really, this is good that we're like this today, because we didn't have a lot of pre-planned content. We're not doing something special. It's a really simple cocktail. It's a tasty cocktail.
Right.
I mean, Carmen, you're drinking it with us, so how is it? Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you can.
Right. And plus, Carmen, if you want to share a picture of yours, do please.
But this is
That's why we do it.
This is why we do this. The world's going to get real crazy this fall.
And like I said, this is why we wanted to invite you into it as well, because we have so much fun.
Come in
with
and
this.
have fun with us.
We wanted to share it with folks, and hopefully you can have fun with us like this too. Susie Hughes, she's one of my faves.
Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese.
But yeah, Carmen says one of her faves. So.
Oh, really?
So.
Well,
Cheers.
I just gotta, one of the way that we divide responsibilities. Now, Michael's more of a tech guy than I am, so
Right.
he's drives more of the computer stuff and the production stuff,
And the ads, the running of the live cast itself,
And we do it at his in the Sanctorum, though.
In the set, which is the Sanctum Sanctorum, yes.
Yeah, which
For those of you who don't know, my initials are MAD. I've kind of taken on the persona of Hatter over the years. I do have a pretty
got a
extensive
very
collection
large
of
collection of hats.
and T-shirts, if you guys haven't noticed too.
Yeah, that's
Which, by
true.
the way, our first walk on the lot, the same day we were talking about music, Dream Theater Scenes from a Memory was one of the things we listened to.
In
our
one of the cars.
test drives
Yes.
in the Camry. Anyway, back to this. That's where all the mad stuff comes from. The Hatter and all that. So, but
I forget the tangent I was going to go on.
the tangent was
Now
the-
both of
the-
them are gone.
The fun that we have with Whiskey
They're like
Blues and why we
butterflies.
wanted yes. But the reason we started this and the reason we wanted to invite you in is to get away from that craziness out there. Back around. We got the circle back there.
Yeah, and I think it was for the amount of time we've been doing this, it's also for
around 8 years.
for the two of
For
us,
the two
it's
of
kind of been an anchor for both of us.
Yeah.
Because we've both been through some crazy fucking shit in that time.
Here, 10 years this year for you?
11.
11. Scott survived a heart attack 11 years ago. Mine was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
This year. So yeah.
Yeah, we had already started doing this Wednesdays before your heart
Before
attack.
my heart attack, but after yours, yeah. And then since then, Scott has
I would say
had-
it was right around the time that I was really kind of recovered
Yeah.
from.
Okay, so you were
'Cause it took me-
13, so this was probably, we'll see, Lucky's opened up here about 2014.
I was going to say 2012. I thought no, we were working together in 11 and 12, right? 12 and 13.
Just 12.
Just 12?
I was only there 6 months. I washed out quickly. Not a car salesman.
Lucky's open 14. I think you're right.
And Sherry, thank you for and doing a great job. She was talking about the ads and such there. She was the ad director at the Douglas County Sentinel where my mother worked.
Oh,
Which,
okay.
By the way,
Now I know who you are.
Tangent. Sorry. That's exactly where the stuff with the video production comes up with, as far as how my thought process.
Well,
is.
Sherry, when are you coming to
draw
Florida?
On, yeah, we're going to get her down here.
You're
I'll go
gonna
into that in a
be
minute.
right here,
Yeah.
and we're gonna make 3 cocktails.
Yes. But anyway,
We'll move the set a little bit so we give you some space.
my mom worked in newspaper,
Uh-huh.
in the newspaper business for a lot of years. At the particular time Sherry was working with her, she was in composition, so she would build the newspaper. This back before the days of computers, so they did it on what they called
Wax
non-scan
paper.
It was non-scan paper, which had little blue lines on it, so they could level stuff on the page, and they would wax the copier pages.
I knew that.
Right, they would wax the copier pages and then come back with an X-Acto knife and cut the copy out of it and place it along the lines on those pages.
Let's think about doing that every day on
Not-
time so
not
that you can go to
only-
print on time.
Not only newsprint, but the display ads, which was
Sure.
Sherry's
No,
thing.
I get it.
Sherry was the ad director.
Okay.
So a lot of what Mama and Sherry did together was working with the display ads. So I learned about placement and borders on pictures and that kind of stuff. You see what I mean?
Yeah, it totally makes sense to me.
Just osmosis, being around it, because Mama would work the like 2 to 11 shift.
Okay.
She would end up her night with working with this big freaking ass camera that was like a Polaroid that was pointed towards the ground. Okay.
To take a picture of.
Right. So
Okay.
there was a dark room that you had to walk in by going into a circular door. So you had to walk in, turn the door, and then walk in.
Okay, I
to
gotcha.
the red room.
It was a revolving door.
Right. So it was a revolving black
But
door.
black door, right.
Right. Totally dark room and everything. She would take a picture of the non-scan page. The blue lines would not show up on the photograph. None of the edges of the copy, if they cut it straight enough, would show up on it or anything. So it was a clean newspaper. Negative is what she produced out of that. And then they would send that to the printer. And it would be released the next morning.
Yep.
So
I get it.
right. So that was the whole process, and that's where all of the fun with the video production came from, because I draw on that kind of stuff. I think of it as a display ad in a particular size. So if I'm doing like the social media, it's a square. If I'm doing the YouTube, it's a 16 by 9.
Okay.
Like
I
that.
get it. I get it.
And the layouts and stuff like that. Anyway, that's Sherry. I never mentioned a year. She says, "You're telling my age, Michael." Gross. I never mentioned a year. You're telling on yourself.
Hey, Michael says you're a cougar anyway, so.
Right. Hey, she took me to dress a pig. This is the that Gene says interesting tangent. Oh, dude, it's going even further than you thought right now. She took me to the North Georgia State Fair.
It just never stopped.
Now, because Sherry was the ad director at the Douglas County Sentinel.
Sherry, I'm crying right now.
We kind of both are. Because Sherry was the ad director at the Douglas County Sentinel, she had free passes to press day at the North Georgia State
Makes
Fair.
sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? So North Georgia State Fair was this big, of course, state fair.
Well, it's sure, because, I mean, the population of Georgia is
huge.
well, it's all in and around Atlanta.
Yeah. So anyway, one of the activities for the press club,
all the people in Valdosta just turned us off.
Right.
Fuck you.
Right. Atlanta's going, hell yeah. Of course, you guys, hopefully you have enough of you.
We're off on another tangent now.
96 Rock Tag. Back to the pig dressing. So North Georgia State Fair. She takes me to the North Georgia State Fair press day, and part of the activities for the press club is dressing a pig. Of course, first you have to catch the pig to dress the pig.
Now, are they little ones or?
Yes.
Okay. Because big ones are not hard to catch, but they're
No,
not.
But these were big. These were tiny and fast.
Yeah. Yeah. And they don't want to be touched.
Being 19 years old or 20 years old at the time, that was my job. Sherry, and I'm not saying what year it was or anything, so I still haven't given away anything. Sherry had to dress the pig once I got a hold of it and could actually restrain it. Because the whole time it's, of course...
Just so all of you know, I've never met Sherry. But Sherry, just for your information, I already know that you're a smoking hot cougar.
No comment. But anyway, so the pig is squealing like Ned Beatty.
I hope she's laughing on there.
She is. The pig is squealing like Ned Beatty. Okay. While I'm holding it. And she's trying to put a pair of shorts, a t-shirt, and sunglasses on the fucking thing.
It doesn't want anything to do with them sunglasses
Oh, hell no.
either.
Anyway. Yes, that's my Sherry story right there.
These are the, here. I try to tell.
This is what we have been shooting for on
Yes,
Wednesday.
Absolutely. And not that it hasn't been entertaining.
Oops, sorry.
Not
Party
that,
foul.
Cut him off. Not that it hasn't been entertaining in time, and people are learning how to make cocktails. And
right.
We've had some interesting cocktails so far.
Right.
And we'll get to some more interesting ones. But this is the meat and potatoes.
This is exactly what we've been talking about right here.
This is the good
getting
stuff.
Together each week and unwinding by just being silly as hell.
And enjoying the time. We make each other laugh.
Yeah.
And we hope we make you laugh, and hope you join us in the laughter.
But we've got proof we have them laughing tonight.
But I say this to a lot of people. Like I'll call her a friend of mine, another acquaintance, right, up at the Alachua post office. That
right.
She complains a lot because she's in the high school years now. Okay, she's got 2 children.
Oh boy.
So
she's right where I am, basically.
Yeah, well, and I've told you this too. It's like all the things that we as adults say, oh God, it's so inconvenient. I got to do this, and then I got to go do this because of that. And I'm like, this and that you got to go do because the kids are in something. That's the good stuff. This right here, what we're doing right now, this is our good stuff.
This is our good stuff, yeah.
This is our good stuff.
It is. And I tell you what, not only do I enjoy all the time I spend with you anyway, regardless of what.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I completely 100% agree.
But this experience, ever since we did the Manhattan and the road forward since then, this is now our 11th show.
Well, you know what's funny too is I think that we didn't really have this idea solidified until we did that with Bach.
Right.
And it was really like, This is
Well,
it.
here, we
Come
just
have a cocktail with us. This is it.
one part bartending, 2 parts bullshitting.
That's
That's how this began, because we had been bullshitting about doing a live cast like this
for a while.
a couple of months,
Yeah.
at least.
For a while.
And then I just kind of sprung it on Scott after I got
We're
back
doing
from vacation.
No, it was we're doing this.
Yeah. Well, here.
And I was
while-
like, okay.
while I was in Dillard, Georgia, I picked up a handle of Ancient Age to have my morning toddy while I was on vacation in Dillard as a tribute to my granddad.
You know what's funny?
And his birthday came up right after that.
Which reminds me, Elizabeth says to me, "Well, when we go on
Tangent.
yeah, when we're going on vacation, are we going to take anything with us?" I said, "No, we're not taking anything with us. What do we got to take with us?" She goes, "Well, don't you want to take your cocktail shaker with you?" Oh, are we taking?
Yes.
I guess so.
You have to try a morning toddy. I don't care what bourbon you use, but while you're
Well, you
on
know
vacation,
Yeah, here
pick a sunrise.
My everyday kind of drinker is Wild Turkey 101. Okay. I'm a Wild Turkey fan.
Take you some wild turkey, and you guys do this sometime too while you're on vacation, because this is the perfect vacation morning excuse to day drink. And I'm talking early morning, because you do this while you're watching the sun come up from a beautiful view.
I'm going to be on the ocean.
Well, there you go.
Fishing, so
all right. So
I'll see the sunrise every day.
So on the sunrise, what you do is you get up and you get you a little, like a juice glass. Not a little bigger than a shot glass.
6 or 8 ounce, 6 ounce.
You're only going to need about 2 ounces worth in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, so it's a drink.
Yeah. You're going to do a shot of bourbon. You're going to do a shot of water, but it's got to be
hot water.
Yeah, warm water.
Okay.
And you're going to do a little bit of sugar in there.
Oh, so it's sweet.
Yeah. So, and if you want to use simple syrup, you can
here's what you're telling me: an ounce of whiskey, an ounce of water, and a half ounce of sweet simple syrup.
Yeah.
And stir it up.
And just sip on that while you're watching the sunrise, and then go have breakfast, and you will eat more than you ever have in your life.
I believe that to be true.
It whets your appetite like nothing else. That was my granddaddy's morning toddy on vacation.
Now,
I think I've even posted that.
Now it makes a lot more sense to me when you used to, because you've described to me the breakfasts that he used to make.
Right.
And it was like this fucking buffet.
It was like the Dillard house. I mean, you know, my grandmother would actually be the breakfast maker. He would do the toddies. But she did, you know, the biscuits and the eggs and the sausage and the gravy and oh my God, everything. Bacon and sausage, you know.
Oh, no.
You get it.
I am right with you there.
Pancakes or waffles, you know, something like that.
I'm in. Just don't call me late for dinner.
There you go, or breakfast.
Breakfast snack days.
Oh, man. Is anybody still out there? We got 4 viewers out there. Everybody fell off after all the laughs.
They said, oh, now they're going back to being nerds
out.
again.
Right. They probably passed out on us out there. Okay, we lost all the tangents. We're on the 7th one now?
Yeah, but I forgot the 2 that I was going to go on for a second.
I got you covered. You were going for... It was talking about when you were making the Godfather, the Cuddy, good-looking chick.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that's when the tangent began.
And it's still out there like the butterfly I can't catch.
I thought I would at least give it a shot. Sometimes it works.
Yeah, sometimes it does work. But, you know, that butterfly's in the Swiss cheese hole right now, and I just can't see it.
Well, let's go back for a little housekeeping at the moment. To anybody who might be checking in just now or anything like that, the YouTube. You know, we really want to get that built so we can get some viewers over there, the subscribers. We need 50. We're at 27 right now.
Here, I got my middle son, Colton, said, why aren't we also posting to Rumble?
We can do that.
Yeah.
I'm easing into the social media side of this thing. I'm one person working 50 hours a week.
And we're just figuring this out, too.
Right.
On top of it.
Right. And so I do plan to get on. We got Gene and Sherry still. They're still out there, good and still laughing.
Yeah.
So, but I'm
Laurel
just,
and Hardy are striking
right.
again.
Laurel and Hardy strike again. It's a fine mess you've got. No, that's your line because me.
Go on with your thought.
Anyway, where was I going?
Rumble.
YouTube, Rumble. Yes, I'm getting used to all the social media. I haven't even really got us going on Instagram just yet.
Yeah, I haven't posted a single thing to Instagram.
Now, I've got 4 posts on Instagram so far. I've got to figure out how to do the cross posting with Meta because, of course, Meta is Facebook and Instagram both.
Right.
I know Sherry mentioned to us that against my better judgment and my resistance, we need to get a TikTok 2 going. But Rumble,
Here,
I'm open to all of it.
You know what's funny? And Michael will attest to this. I get it. I get all this stuff. If you ask me who certain people are, I'll probably know who they are. But I don't even have a TV in my house.
Right.
So, because to me, the TV just brings nothing but bread and circus. Now, I realize, of course, in the larger scheme of things, we're just part of the bread and circus.
Right.
But in reality, what we're trying to be is there's very serious things going on, not only in our country, but on this planet right now.
Right.
And we're trying to give you at least, I think those things are...
Thank you, Gene. He just subscribed on YouTube.
I think that those things are far more important than what we're doing. But what we want you to do is take a break from that shit.
Yeah.
And come in and join us. And that's why we're doing this.
That's why we're here.
And you know what? Thank you, Gene. Thank you, Gene, too, to reiterate.
Yes. So we're at 28 now. We need 22 more subscribers to move this cast over to YouTube. Now, when we do that, what we will do is simulcast it to Facebook.
Yeah, we'll do both.
So, well, it won't actually cast from Facebook. It'll be a link on Facebook to cast to YouTube. Subscribers will be able to see it, and 25 more people will be able to see it at that time.
Which will probably, that's when we'll
So we
start
need all
gaining
of
the
you,
momentum.
right? We need all of you to subscribe so we can get to that point. Sorry, Alice.
I told you you're going to beat her up tonight.
Yeah, sorry, Alice. She's part of the theme back here. This is
We're
Alice.
trying a new lens tonight too.
Yes, I don't know what happened, but when I was setting up the camera and everything, we had to move it a lot closer to get the same
same shot that
we
we're
do.
in.
And it seems to be looking pretty decent down there.
No, I love the way that it looks.
And Sherry, I agree with you there. I totally don't agree with TikTok. I don't care for it, but it's
But all
it's a tool that we can
clips.
use. Yes,
it's clips.
It's a tool that we can use.
The
And Brenda is subscribed as well, and thank you for that too.
I'm not against TikTok for us to try to get some traction, because if you think about it, you take content, that's the meat of the content. Now, you know what? The other thing too, and Sherry will kind of. Last week, Sherry, what we did.
Sherry's our marketing person. Come on, we're going to get you down here one night.
We had another camera, and we got some B-roll from that camera,
right.
And we got some really good,
just as an experiment, right.
some good B-roll that we can use in some intros or as fade in, fade outs, and stuff like that. All that stuff too, it can be just clips of TikTok. So if we're making just this cocktail,
shorts,
we're going to make the wobbly gobbler, okay? Well, we could. This is the wobbly gobbler, and we can, work a short into our regular thing.
We can also reposition the camera elsewhere to point down and show hands on the stuff, and
we can. So we have two shots, two angles,
and then produce something together.
Yeah,
like that for the shorts.
I thought
you guys are getting to hear our thought processes in this now.
It's true, but I thought about
Sherry 100%. She says, Brenda says TikTok is only good for comedic relief. Too many thirsty folks on there. That was thirsty, by the way, for you
Yeah, I got
that are
that.
viewing and didn't catch that. Scott can almost catch it down there. He didn't bring his readers tonight.
Yep, my clips.
So we can't do our outro tonight, man, because I got the computer problems back here.
Michael caught a virus tonight. This week.
And it wasn't on anything weird. It was from looking for a freaking icon to use for our video production for the ads.
Yeah.
And somehow or other, I clicked on it. It was 2 o'clock in the damn morning. That's my problem right there. I wasn't paying super attention with it, I guess. And just clicked through
Because
something.
I would think that YouTube probably has a creator inventory that you can just...
Yeah, well, I was looking for free images that were transparent background and shit like that. So,
Okay.
And I just didn't.
I mean,
it was my own fault. You know, as far as that, you know how you're your
Here.
own worst enemy sometimes.
I'm going to just tell everybody, both of us know what the inside of our sphincter looks like.
Yes, this was one of those nights. I was still up working on a video production. And I decided to go look for something, and apparently, like I said, I had a mental freeze and clicked on something that I didn't need to. Normally, I'm really good at seeking out and finding, okay, that's a little hinky looking, you know. And this night, I missed one of those and ended up with a virus specifically in Chrome. If I use Edge, I'm okay most times. But tonight, for some reason, it was spinning on, I don't know if it was an internet connection thing or what, but I was trying to get it to play a video, and it wouldn't. Trying to cue something up for us tonight, you know. So anyway, having a little tech issues back here. I'm going to get them addressed. Once we do that, we'll have a lot better video production going on, including maybe some real integrated music and everything like that. We actually hope to expand a little bit into being able to use some original music, but my computer problems have jumped into that too. So any of my musician friends, if you have original music you would like to highlight, I'll be glad to play it on the show. We'll even use it in some of the pre-production stuff and give you links to give you some promotion and everything too. But you know, we would love to have some original music to promote on here too. We did that for Nathan Seldenridge, my cousin up in West Virginia. One of our first shows, actually. Second or third show.
You know what's funny too is we've talked about a bunch of music to start this live stream.
Right.
Which it would make so much sense, of course, if we would have forethought.
Right.
To play us out with some of that new music for maybe, you know, maybe some of you guys would like Tom Wood. I mean, we don't know what your musical tastes are. Or Andy Wood. Right. Did I say Tom Wood?
You said Tom.
Oh, sorry. Andy Wood.
That's for anybody who's just joining or wasn't here earlier. That's the guitarist we mentioned at the beginning of the program. You can also go back to YouTube and watch again, so you can catch that reference. Plus, I'll place a link to it later as well.
You gonna upload that this evening, or
I don't have to upload it. I can just throw the
because it's a link.
Yeah, it's just a link to YouTube. I'll throw this is the guy we referenced tonight.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Okay, and then you should also reference
Goose.
That.
So our two musical references tonight: Andy Wood, Goose.
And Trey Anastasio with Goose, but I've done it.
I've got the video you
here.
sent me.
I've got to go on vacation. I've got about a 6-hour drive in front of me. So there are two. There are two concerts that I've
70
already.
minutes right there, brother.
Yeah, I know. I know. But see, I've already listened to it.
That's okay. It's a great drive. I can tell you from doing the driving thing.
And I know that it is a great drive.
Astonishing is not bad too. It's a little hokey, but you know.
Well, I have two
tangent.
Goose live at the Music City Radio Hall. Is that Radio City Music Hall? Sorry.
I was going to say.
That's the Jack talking.
Yes, it is. If it wasn't straight liquor, I'd ask for a little more. But
I've got that queued up for my drive down south.
I have
and that's
one for you.
There's a 28-minute clip of Goose with Trey Anastasio. That's a really good 28 minutes of music.
Okay.
It's very entertaining. So go grab that on YouTube.
I'm going to have to go back and rewatch to find out all my musical references tonight, but I've got something for you to listen to on the drive, too.
Oh, please do.
And you've sat here in my living room and watched this, but you're going to use it.
Well, we've watched so much music that I could never guess what it is.
But for the drive, it's a great driving song, too. Richie Kotzen.
Well, I'm already in.
The entire 2015 Tokyo 2-hour
concert.
Yeah.
We have listened to that. That's a phenomenal show.
Oh, yeah. Anything on there, number one, would be great. But, again, for an extended drive, 2-hour concert,
yeah. No, absolutely.
Nah. Anyway. That's
very talented
Richie
musician.
Kotzen, Kotzen. But Fear, specifically. The song Fear, the second solo in Fear is smoking, and pardon my French here, y'all, but we let loose anyway. Smoking fucking hot. Okay? It's just an incredible drive song anyway. But, just here, more good driving music,
I know what I was thinking about when I was playing with my phone earlier.
Tangent!
Well, not kind of a tangent.
Semi-tangent.
Semi-tangent.
And of course, 2112 is always a good one.
Oh, yeah. But I listen to that very often, so.
Two of my favorite albums right there. Scenes from a Memory and 2112. Epics. Enjoying spending the hour, you guys. Good stuff. Hope to catch you again next week. Gene, thank you so much for joining, brother. I mean that. It means a whole lot to me. We will see you next week. We'll be recording tomorrow night, but I'll be monitoring the live chat next week, too, so I'll be interacting out there. What you got? Oh, he's got our play out. Now, our play out has been always Xanadu. So,
and I'm sure this is picking it up. So
yeah, you're right.
Now we have
right
2 minutes.
Right
we have it.
We got a couple of minutes to get us out there. Please, if you haven't already, and again, Gene and Brenda, thank you again tonight, and Sherry, for subscribing to our YouTube. That's youtube.com/Loquacious Libation. You do have to put a slash in there if you type it in the direct URL. Facebook.com/Loquacious Libations. Like and share and follow there. We also have our Instagram at Instagram.com.
And we will get busy on that.
_
Both of us will put that on our. I will. Oh my God!
That's
I can't
our
believe
to-do
I'm going to
list.
say this. I will download that app and put it on here because
Scott's going Insta. The Sage is going Insta. But hey, and Hatter's going TikTok against his better judgment. But that's coming soon too.
it's a head scratcher, folks, for both of us.
So we will see you guys next week
For a wobbly gobbler.
Wobbly Gobbler.
And if you look that recipe up, you probably won't find it.
Right.
But it's a knockoff. It's a riff on.
No. Okay. Well, I was going to say that. That'll be our tease for next week.
It's good stuff.
Here, our team have got a new ad in the works, so hopefully we'll record the audio for
still
that
working on
here in just a
tonight.
little bit, and we'll have that new ad for you before next week. So you guys have a great week. Thank you again for joining us tonight.
Appreciate you.
I'm your host, Hatter. This is our bartender and my co-host, The Sage. We'll see you next week on Whiskey Wednesday. This has been Loquacious.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.